Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
So I live in Texas and I'm pregnant with my third baby. And I am pro-life. I always have been. There is no greater gift on this earth than a child. But I'm kind of freaking out right now. And I'm starting to regret the way I voted, the way I've been thinking. And honestly, I'm scared for my life. I'm older, so this is a high-risk pregnancy. I had my first two babies, I did home delivery. I delivered them at home. And it was painful, but it was no problems at all. This one, I'm older and it's high risk, so I had to go to a different doctor than I usually go. And she's, all the way in town. So I have to drive, 40 minutes in town to see her. So in this third trimester, things are getting a little bit tricky. And she said to me today, she said, you need to start making plans to deliver this baby out of town. You need to spend the next few weeks out of state. I don't know anybody out of state.
Thank you so much for clicking on this video, brothers and sisters. I am a presenter, Fikazo. Then, today we have an interesting topic we're discussing. Many people are facing poverty in the United States, including the MAGA. Yes, people are facing the poverty that they have never seen. Bills are many. Things have changed. The American dream is no longer there. People used to have these dreams, used to dream to be in one of the best countries in the world. If you ask or if you do an interview in different parts of the world, people will say, I want to go to America because they believe America is the paradise. But people living in America right now are facing harsh life. Life is getting harder each and every day. People are losing jobs, starting from even some years back. People have lost jobs. Unemployment is high. People don't have jobs. Then everything is messed up. That dream is not there. We come to these people, MAGA, who voted against their own interests. Okay, who are not even supposed to cry. Because why are you crying? When you knew things are going to change, when you knew people are going to lose job, when you knew that things are not going to be the same like it used to be. Why are you crying? This marks like almost the whole year where the guy was in the office. But you believe that billionaire is going to care about you? Man, that's not true. And I believe you've seen the reality. All right, folks, let me not take much of your time. Let's watch some reaction. I'll come back with more commentary.
65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 65% of Americans do not even have $1,000 for an emergency fund. More than that are 2 paychecks away from homelessness. The states struggling right now the most, the people in the states, the top 2 are both red states. Number 1 is Texas. The people there are struggling financially. The second state is Florida, another red state. The people are struggling. What do you think is going to happen when they lose their job in a couple weeks? They can't afford groceries. They can't pay their car payment. They can't pay their light bill. They're going to be up in arms. You and I know, because we're smart, know that it's going to be the regular average Joe that is going to be screaming in the streets, screaming because of our government. Just remember, Republicans did that. Trump supporters did that.
Oh, you want to know how poor white Americans are treated underneath the post about white privilege? All right, let's get into it. Poor white folks are screwed by the system too, no doubt. Poor white Americans face poverty, unemployment, crappy health care, and a failing education system. It's tough, it's brutal, and it's wrong. But guess what? You're not also dealing with systemic racism on top of all of that. White privilege doesn't mean you're living in luxury. It means that you don't have the added weight of racial discrimination. You don't have to worry about being shot by the police at a disproportionate rate for looking too suspicious. You're not getting followed around stores just because of your skin color. You're not getting your job applications thrown out because they sound too ethnic. That's the privilege right there. It's the shit you don't have to think about every damn day. Imagine being poor and then on top of that, facing a world that is rigged to suspect, ignore, and punish you based just on the color of your skin. That is what people of color have to deal with. The system is screwing everyone, but it's got an extra special screw job for people of color. So, poor white Americans are treated like crap, absolutely. But they're not getting the double whammy of poverty plus racial discrimination. That's what white privilege is. It's not a get out of jail free card. It's the absence of a second set of chains. Open your eyes and see the whole picture. The system is broken for everyone, but for some, it's downright brutal.
White people like to come online and judge people of color who have a lot of kids and are struggling with poverty. Meanwhile, there are communities all over the United States where white people have 9, 10, 11 kids that they can barely take care of, where there's all kinds of incest and weird cousins marrying cousins, people not sending their kids to school because they're worried about the outside influence of the school district. Meanwhile, you can tell a lot of those kids have like different kinds of disabilities that are not being diagnosed because they don't send them to traditional schools. I mean, part of the reason why they have homeschooling or the man having dominion over the household or whatever is so they can abuse his motherfucking kids and nobody's going to get involved. The reason why we don't see them and people they don't get an opportunity to judge them is because they don't put a lot of their shit online, and the people that do, they get uplifted like, oh look, they're a traditional family. It's like, yeah, they have older kids taking care of younger kids, and a lot of those kids don't even have the basic material shit that they need. If they don't have a TV show, they're living in fucking poverty.
Brothers and sisters, welcome once again. People thought poverty, it was for black. They thought poverty, have roots in Africa or lies in Africa. That's the thought. They thought there is no any, white folks who is poor. Even if you go in Africa, they will think, oh man, all the white folks are rich. But what we are experiencing and what we have seen is completely different. For example, recently we've seen how these people are the one receiving the government assistance more than others. That's happened. People didn't believe it's things that will happen. But we've seen how many people are receiving, support from the government, are registered, and it's a working class. Many videos popping up online, people crying of the bills, crying of everything. Yes. So, poverty, it was not designed for certain people. Yes, many people can face poverty, like the way we are saying. Many people can really face the poverty. It is not designed for this person, and you say that person is not designed to get poor. Man, anyone can get poor. But hey, it comes to a point which is even the question you can ask, why people have voted against their own interest? Why people have voted to be poor? There are many factors that shows people have, lost jobs in this past year. A lot, government shutdowns, many things happened that have taken people to a certain, situation of being poor. Yes, of being poor. Then you ask yourself why MAGA have voted against their own interest. The guy have told you everything. Yes, have told you everything. You've even experienced how the situation will be. 2016. You have experienced all those things. Then you went ahead, man, you vote against your own interest. Thinking that the guy is gonna care about you. Who told you that a billionaire have time to think about you? He's gonna think about the fellow billionaires. He has many, many things to think about. He doesn't care, which is what's happening, and it is affecting huge number of people right now who are not even afford to live, afford to pay bills. Just, man, check by check. You don't have any save. You just have check by check. That's how things are. Many people are really suffering in the United States. I'm not saying all of them, there are people enjoying, there are people having their great life moments. But we know there are a number of people that are suffering right now, that are facing poverty. You won't believe that. But there are some teachings and some, misinformation where people believe that poverty, it was for black Americans, black people in Caribbean, black people in Africa. Yes, that are the people that was designed for poverty. Okay? So even people grew up, believing that, there is no a poor person. There is no a poor white person. That's what they believed. But the truth, is out there. Out there. So, yes, people were poor even before the guy came to the office. But then it got hard, and man, it got very, very difficult for people to make it. Yes, there is this called American dream. I would love to ask you, are you living your American dream? Just answer me in the comments below. Are you really living your American dream? Are you enjoying your American dream? How have you reached on your American dream? What's really American dream? That's the question. What's really the American dream? It is funny that people, across the world, they think when they reach in America, they're gonna make it quick. Yeah, that's mostly in Africa. People believe that people in America, they just get money from trees. They just go like the way you grab a fruit, a mango, an apple. And it's like the way you grab dollars, which is not true. People are really suffering. They work so hard. I know many stories. Many stories. Imagine someone working 15 hours a day. If I say this, you may not believe it, but there are some folks working 16, 15, 12 hours a day. And even they're not young. They are not young. But they working so hard. Working in America, to make it in America, you have to do extra work compared even to the rest of the world. So, we don't have to think that poverty, it was designed for black people only. No way. Anyone can be poor. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. I wish not to happen to you watching me right now, but man, any person can be poor. It can really happen. Yeah, folks, let me not take much of your time. Tell me what you think about this topic. What do you think about this video? Man, don't go without subscribing. More videos are coming.